Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to a brand new video, and welcome to the last question mark challenge today for the 2020 Belgium Grand Prix. Today, we take on this challenge as Daniel Ricciardo in his Renault. I did think to maybe do it with Ferrari, but having looked at the FP3 times, I thought better because it would be last to, last. So we're going to do it with Daniel Ricciardo because the Renault has looked pretty decent around Spa. Sainz is worried about Renault's pace versus McLaren. Ricciardo had a very good FP2 time, so I thought we'd see what we can do in the hands of the Renault on the F1 2020 game. We're going to do a 25% race as usual, so short and sweet. Got to make the overtakes when they count. The Renault might be a little bit draggy in a straight line, but hopefully in the corners we can try and close up it. To be fair, even in a straight line on the game, the Renault's not that bad. And also, due to the fact that there's some rain bouncing around this weekend, I've also added some changeable conditions in this race, so there might be some rain at the end to maybe just throw a spanner in the works. But let's get straight into this then. As per usual, let me know your predictions for tomorrow's race and let me know what you thought of qualifying, as I'm posting this just after the real life quali. But here we go then, revving up to 5 red lights for this challenge today as Daniel Ricciardo. 5 red lights are out and we're underway from last place on the grid. 11 laps ahead of us. It's a decent getaway for us to jump Latifi. Trying to get to the inside here as there's a lot of space to work with the AI. We're going to follow Magnussen through. Also makes a big old dive bomb. We're 3 wide with Lando Norris, and also I think that's on the left-hand side, the other Haas of Romain Grosjean. I'm going to try and get past him with overtake mode. Norris got a decent exit, actually, so he managed to re-overtake us, but into Rouge, just get ahead of the Frenchman, up into P14, so already 6 places gained, and we already technically did 2 corners, really, by the time we got up to P14, so that's a very good start at Spa, so already setting ourselves up for a decent run. Our teammate Ocon on the grid, I think he started up in P7, so even the game fancies Renault being quick around this circuit, it would seem, even though I guess the performances maybe aren't exactly to real life. So that's at least good for us. We go down the inside of Lando Norris, the future teammate of Daniel Ricciardo. Easy does it. A lot of understeer in this corner, but just trying to get the throttle as early as we can on that right-hander, and then swooping through down the hill, the left-hander. Good exit for us. ERS, a little blip of it, and we're going to get the job done on Magnussen as well on the inside of P1. Easy on the curb there. Always very careful. If you dip the tire on the left-hand side, it's so easy for the rear end just to step out, but we managed it just fine. And so now we're sitting pretty in P12. We've only done 2/3 of the lap here, so this is actually a real quick, this is a quicker start, or feels like it, than the one I made with the maxed out Williams car earlier in the week. This has been a stonking effort for us. We get a good exit on the right-hander as we now have that slingshot onto this back stretch through towards Blanchimont. Going to be side by side with the Russian, very, very close to his right-hand side, and the grass on the left, but through Blanchimont flat out up into P11, so only 1 place off, then points paying positions, and I can see my teammate up the road. He's actually ahead of a Ferrari car right now, Leclerc, which may be very realistic, to be honest, if we look at the FP3 times, and I'm sure, well, I don't know what the results are, quali, but you guys can let me know how funny they were in the comments below. But we now send it one down the inside of Sergio Perez. Easy does it, jockeying for position on exit. Obviously nervous kind of place to be, because Perez here loves a good old squeeze the right hand side, but we're going to keep it going side by side through Rouge, up the hill, and still going, banging the side pod on the left hand side there for us. But we get the job done eventually as we get onto the Kemmel straight there. But Perez playing chicken with us, and neither of us wanted to give up the position, and he actually continues to try and re-slipstream us. We're going to defend successfully on the inside, and now he has to try and deal with Danica Fiat in the AlphaTauri as we press on now from P10, and looking good for solid points. But can we do even better and try and aim for a top 5 maybe? I think that's where Ricciardo probably would be aiming, following, you know, how practice went on Friday and such. But we'll have to see, obviously, in theory, once everyone's at the full spec level and, you know, maxed out engines in Q3 and whatnot. As I said, I don't know, so here's hoping for Ricciardo's sake at least. But he had an issue in FP2 actually with a, was it a hydraulics failure or something like that? A failure just before, just after he set a pretty good lap time in FP2. So hopefully he doesn't get cursed in that kind of regard. And hopefully we're not jinxing him right now with this challenge, because with this one we can either do some wizardry and predict things, or sometimes I can jinx things. So let's hope I don't jinx it. In the past I have been known to jinx it when I've done the challenge with the likes of Sebastian Vettel and Hamilton and whatnot. But here we are then, lap number 3, looking to overtake the second second McLaren now in this race on the inside. Decent pace there, and look at the up ahead, 3 wide between Leclerc, Albon, and my teammate Ocon as we have to still battle sides as we get way too deep into that right-hander. So a lot of defensive work having to be done to maintain the P9. But yeah, up ahead, what a ding-dong battle that is between our teammate and the 2 top cars there. Leclerc looks like he's been defeated because Albon now has got some breathing room. But now up ahead of a Stroll looking to close up to Ocon. Can we use him as a nice kind of, slingshot, pull him along, and then that'll yank me towards Ocon as we go down the inside. Very close once again at that part of the circuit. But then look at this overspeed we've got. Following that slipstream from Lance Stroll. We're going to fake to left, go to right, down the inside of Ocon. We're going to take it easy, brake early, cut to the inside. Lovely little switch back, textbook one really, and we're up into P7. That's how you do it. So at this stage, this would be, best of the rest, where we would kind of max out at in a midfield car. But genuinely, I think if Leclerc and Albon fight enough, we could catch him. The only, caveat is, look at the bottom right. I kind of forgot, I'm going to be honest, I forgot that I was obviously using this in Grand Prix mode, so I don't have the upgraded ERS. I'm too used to the ERS in my team. So on the right-hand side, you can see I've got very low ERS, so I can't really deploy any overtake mode for most of the next few laps. Gonna have to try and just save it all the time, but that's fine. Ahead of us, Leclerc is closing up to Albon, so if those two want to fight, that would be very good. And also, furthermore, up ahead, yellow flags. Look at the bottom left minimap. A Mercedes is going slow. Is it Hamilton? I think it may be. So Max Verstappen takes the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix, and I think it is Hamilton. As we go down the hill, he's out of the Belgian Grand Prix. So virtual safety car out. If I manage to predict that and Verstappen ends up winning the race, I really will have my draw on the absolute fall there. But Hamilton out the Grand Prix, 1 free position, and we're up into P6. So I would say, looking at where Leclerc and Albon are, as I said, if they fight enough, I reckon we can maybe get a top 4 position, which would be amazing, obviously, for Renault and Ricciardo at a circuit like this. But at the moment, on the restart of virtual safety car, I can't lie, I tried to back off to save ERS, with the kind of engine braking and the braking in general, but I backed off way too much, so I lost about a second there on the restart of the virtual safety car. But it doesn't matter, we gain it back, because on the next lap, onto lap number 6, as Ocon comes in, the pit stop window opens. Leclerc and Albon have been fighting quite a fair bit. You've not seen it, but they have been side by side in Sector 2, so we've closed back up. We're within 1 second now. We've got DRS on Leclerc, so that's going to help us, because that'll pull us along whilst I'm not deploying ERS. And so by the time we get to the end of lap number 6, we're going to come in for our pit stop. Leclerc and Albon, surprisingly, they stay out for another lap, which is odd. The rain is coming towards the very end of this Grand Prix. It's a 25% race, though, so I doubt we'll go on to intermediates, but it will be a bit of a spanner of the works at the end. But I'm surprised they've gone on that long, because the tyre wear is quite high, actually, on the soft tyres around Spa in the game. So I think we have a good chance of maybe undercutting them if we have a good lap here. We're going to save a lot of ERS. We've got nearly 70% actually saved up there, so that's very decent. We've done some good work in the last 3 laps to save that up, and now we just go chasing after the cars up ahead of us. Grosjean and Gasly, the 2 Frenchmen on soft tyres, they're yet to pit in this GP, so they're going to be very slow. And you can see me close up to Grosjean, so much so that I'm actually getting really frustrated, and we need to make a big old dive to the inside. Very unorthodox place to make an overtake around this circuit, but we get the job done. Had to get that one, because otherwise Grosjean was going to be an absolute turtle through the next corners. Gasly, easy does it. He comes in, so we just see that coming, and we're able to roll the car through on the left-hand side of the bus stop chicane. And now on to the new lap, lap number 8. So we've got 4 laps to go in this Grand Prix, not including this one that we're on. And already the skies are getting a little bit dark as we come through turn 1. Where is Leclerc? There he is. Albon is also behind us. So that has been a mega undercut. We've undercut 2 top cars there in one foul swoop. Only thing is now, Leclerc is going to have a good run at us, and he's going to have DRS and ERS, and unlike in real life, I think he's going to actually have a good shot at overtaking us in a straight line on the left-hand side. We don't deploy too much ERS. We're actually down to lean mixture, because there's no point fighting him too much here, because I know if I just stick behind him in lean in Sector 2, save some fuel, save the ERS, we have a good shot to maybe overtaking him on the back straight, down towards Blanchimont, the bus stop chicane, or even just the same place for the next lap towards Rouge with the DRS and that count. But in the corner, you can see the Ferrari is just a little bit better on the game, but we're able to stick with him within 1 second. We're still in lean mixture, because I just want to save the engine temps as well. Obviously, you can't run rich mix too much on this game behind on the car. And then, as I said, just save the fuel, save the ERS, and just be patient, really, on to lap number 9. Because after Leclerc, I don't think we can maybe make an overtake. Verstappen leads the way, saying the fast lap of the Grand Prix. Then it's Sebastian Vettel in a very lofty P2. I'm sure he would give an arm and a leg to be up in P2 come Sunday. And then you've got Bottas in 3rd. So, but that's like a good, 5-second gap. So I don't think we'll close that up unless they make a mistake in the wet conditions, which may be possible, obviously, with the AI mistakes on this game. But here on lap 9, we've been very patient, and that patience should pay out in dividends right now, as we're going to go up into Rich Mix, use a bit of overtake mode, not too much, because I want to save something in this race. DRS open, and we're going to walk past Leclerc on the left-hand side and get back up into a decent P4, purple first sec. So we might actually have a chance of sending a fast lap of the Grand Prix, actually, on this lap number 9, just for some extra pride here in this Grand Prix. But we're now on to the last lap of the race. The rain is coming down, as you can see on your screen, the spits of rain, the kind of droplets streaking down. So it's going to be a little bit nervy in the corners here and there, but of course it's the last lap, so no points come in on inters or anything like that, so we just have to kind of deal with it. Everyone has to deal with it. But the annoying thing is, on the game, obviously, the AI are perfect in these conditions. They don't really make too many mistakes, and they're literally aliens on the traction. So Leclerc closes up to us. He actually goes for a little move here. We have to go somewhat defensive, but we hold it through on the right-hand side. No real bother for me, and so we're able to hold it on for P4. But at the end of this thing then, Max Verstappen will go on to win this Grand Prix. It's going to be Bottas in 2nd in the end, so Vettel gets overtaken down to 3rd place. But if a Ferrari ends up on the podium, I'll eat my own shoe on camera. That's what I'll do if I predict this right. But Verstappen 1st place, who knows? Hamilton's adamant he's a real threat, but he always says that. Mercedes always say that. I'm sure Mercedes will be looking supreme on Sunday. But if there is some rain to come, who knows? Who knows? But for us, across the line, we don't make the same mistake we made in my team. We block off Leclerc on the line, and we do get P4 for Daniel Ricciardo and Renault at the Belgian Grand Prix. I'm sure they'll be ecstatic at that if they got it on Sunday. But like I said, let me know what you thought of quali. Let me know your predictions for tomorrow's race. And then come back to this video and let me know how I did predictions-wise. Did I do any wizardry or did I jinx anyone in this Grand Prix? I probably jinxed Hamilton, to be fair, with that DNF. But if you guys did enjoy the video, then be sure to hit that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're new around here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I've been aarava. I hope you guys enjoy this day. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.